Hello, welcome back to the Pergamon campaign.
Commander.
Alrighty, so we've just started the war with Samaria. Things are going great for us, of course. Now we need to be a little bit careful about avoiding a rebellion over here, because it'll take a little while for our garrisons to build up. I'll go ahead and leave this army here to kind of block this path back towards my city. I would expect this army to just run away, and in the meantime we'll send these guys out and around towards Gabala. We're not at war with this faction yet, but we will be soon, and I would expect them to have 2 full stack armies.
At your command.
As far as research, the replenishment rate would be really nice to have. I don't really care for the naval improvements just yet. But you know what, it would be good to start building some docks, because they can help out with banditry. So I could start converting these over to docks. Alright, the other thing I need to do is make sure this army is actually strong enough to survive if it gets attacked. Because I would expect the Sumerians to have a strong naval presence. So, the thing is, I need to plan whether I think they have a lot of missile units or a lot of melee units. Because if they have a lot of melee units, I need infantry to hold them down, but if they have a lot of missile units, I need cavalry to just run out and kill them. Either way, I probably can't go wrong with just picking up. Oh, these guys are actually pikemen based on the number of men in the unit. I'll just pick up some Pontic levies because they're cheap. I don't need anything super substantial here, I just need something to hold the line. As far as mercenaries, of course this province doesn't really have access to much melee infantry.
Ready for battle.
Those guys are in the same province. I was just trying to see if I could get them into a different province and check on what other mercenaries are available. Okay. Now I don't want to spend a ton on my economy right off the bat, because I need to make sure I have enough to pay for my armies. Oh, big ol' yawn, excuse me. I need to be able to pay for armies and pay for mercenaries and pay for recruitment and that kind of thing. Because if we go into the negative on income, we need to have enough left in the treasury to pay that off for a couple of turns while we fix things. That being said, the way to fix that problem is to have a stronger economy. So we'll go ahead and build these towns up to tier 2. Get some extra food out of that, because at tier 2 there's not very many penalties. Go ahead and just... Man, another yawn, holy cow. Get that put in there. Now, I want to go back to my capital region. We've spent quite a bit of money already, but I want to go back to my capital region and get my capital up as high as I can, as quick as I can. We're -8 public order. The Sacred Grove isn't quite going to do it for us. But once we get it up to level 3, it will give us +8 public order. So that'll put us in the positive at least. Can we convert any of these? I could convert this from a market town to a civil town. I think I should actually do that because we're not really doing anything economically here right now anyway, so I'm just going to convert that. And in anticipation of further expansion, I'm also going to upgrade this. Now I know that that in total will still leave us with a negative public order, but I think that's the right direction to go with the economy over there. That should be just about all I need to do this turn. Aspasia can come up here and take a look for any enemy forces. Go ahead and see if there's anything with public order. I think I've already maxed out the public order one. We'll go for the decreased recruitment costs because our capital province is a great place to recruit units from. +2 public order from military presence. What we could actually do is recruit a 3rd army and just have it be the general and have him sit in the city, and then this would give us an extra +2 public order from that, so let's actually do that. It's kind of a little bit of a cheesy way to do things, but you know, you can use generals for governors in this game. I just want to find someone who would be a good option. He has some city management skills. He has several, but he's already a general. I don't like to have the faction head do it. Okay, we'll go ahead and recruit Nereus. And we'll see if we can get any public order bonuses here as well. Okay, so Crisis Manager. I don't think any of these will give me public order because those tend to be just military stuff. Nereus. We have plenty of armies available to recruit. This will increase our upkeep just a little bit, but that's not much of a problem. All of these units cost the same amount, so we may as well get the best one, even though I don't plan on actually fighting with him. And then we'll see if next turn, even though it'll be winter, I hope our public order will be a little bit more positive than that. And we should be good to go on now. I did blow through pretty much my entire treasury. Wait a minute, who still has a skill? Which I blew through my entire treasury, which is like the opposite of what I said I would do. But I think getting a really strong centralized economy going early is essential to survival in this mod. Because stuff gets expensive, and you need to have a good safe place to get money.
The enemy casts a shadow over us all.
We make this modest request.
Still don't really need a defensive alliance with these guys. What is their attitude towards me? Just fine. They're not going to attack me anytime soon. These guys want peace. That is actually kind of tempting because it would let me focus entirely on Samaria. And since they're nomads, they'd be a huge pain in the butt to deal with. Let's try this. Nope, okay. Because I wouldn't mind having them as a client state. They would beat the heck out of trying to conquer all the nomads. Okay, I don't care about that. Good, loyalty is getting boosted. Now that should actually hurt public order here a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, military presence, so it is hurting the public order, but it's not anything substantial yet. Here, we've got lots and lots of food from our docks, but we do not have any farms, so let's get a farm going. Over here, we'll go straight for the sanitation. Now I want to spend a lot of money in this province because this province is my base for attacking Samaria. So I'm happy to spend the money there, but I do need to save a little bit more. Okay, now I'm gonna go attack this army. You know what? I was gonna say I want to go attack the army first. Well, we'll see how far they can retreat. That is going to take half of my movement range, though. Versus if I attack the settlement, and then just make sure I run down all of these units, this army will be dealt with anyway. Whatever, let's just attack the settlement.
We take this settlement.
I am surprised by how poor the balance of power is there. If we move this army back over here, they're not going to be close enough to my other army to reinforce them. So it's going to take me an extra turn anyway. I'd rather send the hoplites back because they have better movement range. These guys move slower because they've got the artillery. So we'll go ahead and just hold the siege. That ends up being not ideal, but not everything can go according to plan, right? I want to see what those guys have before I get into their territory. Actually, probably the more intelligent way to do this would be to take this city first and then divert down here, rather than sweeping up that direction. I don't know, we'll see.
To battle!
I do hate to take any casualties from attrition, but I'm not... Well, you know what, we could just retreat. Yeah, disengage. Go ahead and pull back to here. You know what, if I came over here... No, they're still out of range. Go ahead and pull back to here and fortify. Actually, raid, don't fortify. We need the money. This rebellion's starting to get pretty strong. They should go take over Hatra soon, hopefully. Public order's actually stabilizing here. Almost. Like it's only at -3, which kind of shocks me. Let's go ahead. I swear I got rid of that building ages ago. Oh no, I never actually did anything with it when I confederated roads. I forgot. Okay, so let's dismantle that, turn it into a temple. We've got plenty of food, but not very much money. I would like to upgrade these. I'm going to upgrade Tarsos first. Loyalty is fine. Nobody needs to get married. This guy is a general, but he's just the one sitting back in the city. You know what? There we go. We can get some more public order out of that. +1 experience rank for infantry recruits. Why not? He might end up being our recruiter anyway. As far as the rest of the world goes, things should be totally fine. We're at war with these guys. We can maybe even get some money out of them.
Be fearful if you come with false words, dripping with honeyed lies.
It would be very funny if we could get them to be a client state, but they're too far away. Okay, they won't take peace for that amount. I'm just doing this for the cash. I don't actually really need peace with them. Egypt won't like it, but I don't care that much.
The taste of acceptance is
The less wars I'm in, the better in my book. I think we still need some cultural conversion here. But the public order comes first, I think. The cultural conversion will start to happen on its own. Okay, for the hoplites we want experience. The upkeep would be better right now though, because we need the money. This guy... decreased upkeep costs, absolutely. Excuse me. Okay, there's the rebellion finally taking over down here. We've been expecting this for some time. That is going to hurt our income a little bit, but it's no problem. I actually even might be able to win that battle, but I just don't care. The only reason I ended up with that settlement is because I got it after confederating roads. Let's go ahead and go for... let's go for diplomatic favor. I like to have high loyalty. So I would imagine that that is this faction down here. Now the problem is I need to make sure they don't attack me.
do not wander in like a desert beggar. If you have something to say, say it.
Alright, that works for me.
I agree and admire your sense and clear thinking in this matter.
Do they
My
even have
people
any
will
money?
rejoice.
That actually totally works out. That was
May
like the
gods
best way
bless
that this
you
could
many
happen.
times over.
I get a free ally. They're not gonna ever have a good army because it's just like a minor settlement faction. At least I think it is. So they won't stand a chance against any actual military force. But, you know, that's okay.
Commander,
Out here,
ready for battle.
I'm actually going to start the battle with the hoplites,
We take
encircle the place, and then chase off these reinforcements with these guys.
Victory! Wipe them out.
That one we can just auto-resolve. Looks like balanced is the best way to go. I kind of do need the money right now, and I don't want the slaves.
At once.
Just merge that unit out immediately. Okay, I don't need to bring in the second army here. 4 archers, 2 cavalry versus 4 cavalry. This should be quite easy, but I feel like fighting it. Hopefully their hoplites actually... Okay, good, they sallied out. So it should actually be a decent line battle instead of a weird battle of waves, because hoplites don't do well when they fight in waves. When they're attacking in waves, I mean. They do great at defending in waves because it gives them a chance to rest. Now, we're going to go with the super standard, super basic pike wall. I don't feel like I need to provide much protection for my skirmishers once they fall back through my lines. So I'm going to just use
Melee cavalry.
the levies as intended
Citizen
to
cavalry.
support the cavalry fight.
Citizen cavalry.
Our spears are yours. Melee cavalry. General.
I'm keeping my skirmishers kind of lumped up because I like them to focus on one target at a time. Alright.
Yes, Commander.
A little bit too far away to get the full unit detail. I should probably be paying a little bit more attention to their cavalry, but Pergamon just has such pretty units. And their cavalry's not really being very active anyway. Okay, as soon as we get in range with the slingers, they should start charging at us. Let's go ahead and move forward at the run now, except for the general, he doesn't need to break through the line. Okay, slingers, go on guard mode, and fire when ready. Let's bring our cavalry in to intercept if they go after my slingers.
Slingers. Loose. What
Okay,
are your orders?
that one's been scared off.
Citizen cavalry.
Spears.
Looks like this one's been
Ready and
forced to halt. Go ahead and let the pikes set up.
ready. Phalanx.
Okay, they are going to go for Are they going to go for a charge here? Not sure. Not yet.
Quickly now.
Let's go ahead and just keep edging these spears forward. That's actually a bit more than I meant to do. Okay, we've almost broken one unit of archers. I'll take a little bit of damage here, but that's okay. What we could do is actually try and cheese it a little bit and give an attack order on their skirmishers, and once our cavalry gets close enough, their skirmishers should run away. Yeah, let's try that. Because they're not going to be able to catch us with their hoplites. Okay, time to get involved. You keep coming across the center. Okay, it looks like we're onto their plan a little bit. You guys just fall back. Okay, we've devastated their archers. Time for the pikes to start moving forward. I didn't get a charge out here like I needed to. Pikes. Move forward nice and slow. I want to get these horses out of here quickly, but I don't want to pull out of that engagement while they are still attacking us. This unit does need to get out of that though. Now that our spears are involved, they're losing decisively. Okay, they turned around and charged us here, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, it's what the AI does. Just keep working them out of skirmishers. Go ahead and get this cavalry out of there as well, now that we kind of have them boxed in. We'll take some casualties on the withdrawal. Okay, don't charge through that phalanx. Now, slingers come out of fire at will. Okay, they've disengaged with the cavalry. We can go ahead and disengage as well. Okay, let's try and trap the cavalry again. I'm actually going to keep this unit back to kind of protect the flanks. You guys turn around and try and countercharge that. You guys keep chasing. Okay, slingers have finished off their next target, so start rotating around this side where the majority of their hoplites appear to be. The rest of the pikes just kind of hold your static positions. I'm not giving attack orders just because I don't think it'll actually benefit me very much right now. I just don't want to break up my lines yet. You guys need to charge into that though, just because they're about to hit the side of my phalanx. Okay, looks like we may have changed their target. And if they're not going to charge us, we're not going to charge them. At least not in that particular engagement. You guys start wrapping around. See if we can just mess these guys around a little bit by charging them again. Forgot I had war cry. It's a bit of a bummer. Okay, you guys go ahead and pull back out of that. Hoplites aren't good at doing damage to units while they are disengaging. They still can damage you a little bit, but they're not nearly as good as a sword unit would be. You guys wrap around the rear. You guys start moving forward. Okay, slingers, go ahead and skirmish that unit. You guys just run through. General, come out and around. Go ahead and push into him. This is about how a battle would go against pikes. You just don't have much of a chance unless you can get around them. I do need to make sure those guys don't catch up to my cavalry. Let's start bringing these guys back around towards the center a little bit more, just to try and draw these other units in. I don't want to chase them for too long. You lot, go ahead and break phalanx just so you can move quickly. Okay, we're starting to run out of ammo over here. Okay, slingers are out of ammo, just go ahead and get out of there. Send the cavalry after the retreating units just to get the experience. Okay, time to get the pikes back in phalanx and have them move forward. Now that they're engaging over here, we can charge them in the rear with the infantry. And now that we're charging into the rear, we can be a little bit more aggressive with the pikes. Did wrap our flank up a little bit on this unit, but this late in the battle it's not going to matter too much. Okay, let's give one unit an attack order here. Yeah, I was going to say they shouldn't last too much longer here. Go ahead and just end it. Very, very few casualties on our side. So that wasn't quite an ideal battle for pikes, but it was very, very good for them. It always annoys me a bit when the AI sends their phalanx units in at an angle, because it just looks stupid. I think it would look better if they didn't do that. And sometimes when they do it, it can really mess up your formations because it lets them just push through you. Fortunately, that wasn't the case in this battle. Go ahead and raise it. We do not want to liberate that city. Alright, so we've made a decent chunk of change again. You guys wait until we see what's here. Okay, so they have 2 full stacks of levy spearmen, but they have quite a bit of artillery with that. And since it's all light spears, it'll be difficult to get to the artillery with cavalry. Definitely about a field battle is our ideal engagement over here. So what probably needs to happen here is I'll lay siege to the city and then attack with... I'll attack the outside army with someone else, and that way we can take them on one at a time. I may even just lay proper siege to this settlement and not even engage them until they sally out. Let's go ahead and get the gold mine because we can get a lot of income from that. We'll get another one of these because we always need food. Gotta feed your armies.
Commander. At your command. We hunger for battle.
Okay. I'm not going to do anything with these guys because they are actually under a little bit of threat from both the Navy and the nearly full stack army that's over here. And if they leave this city, its garrison has not been built up yet, so that Navy would easily just come in and take it. Basically, we just need to be as decisive as possible in every engagement. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, we're working on cultural conversion. Let's get you on that as well. Public order for military presence and public order, because why not? I'm gonna actually let him undeploy for a couple of turns, just so he can get up closer to the front, I think. Everyone else should still be deployed. Our spies are doing what they need to. And that should be it for this turn. Syria, oh, I'm glad I checked. I was going to build a temple here, right? Or was I going to do food? We could do some cultural conversion. Let's go with the temple. If we can get another client state right here, that'd be awesome. Just making sure we don't have any empty slots, because I don't want to start building too much yet. We need to rebuild our treasury for a couple of turns. Alright. And let me think. Is it worth leaving these guys? 'Cause it costs what? 3 grand to replace them. That's pretty expensive. What's their replenishment rate? 17 men per turn. We'll go ahead and leave it.
We make this modest request in the knowledge that your
Nope, don't need that. Honestly, if I could make those guys a client state, that would be better. I doubt they'll let that happen, though. Aspasia. Okay, what's that? Extra public order and cultural influence. That's even better.
Ready for battle.
Okay, their garrison is actually pretty tough up here, so I definitely will need siege equipment. But I could start the siege with this army and just build some ladders and things while these guys work around.
for battle.
Let's see.
Commander.
So that's taking 50% of their movement, so that's probably actually the edge of their movement range right there. So it'll take 2 turns to get here. We won't be at war with these guys immediately, so I don't think it'll be a problem to let this army kind of sit by itself. Let's actually pop into their territory and see if they have any good mercenaries available. It's basically the same, except now we have mercenary skirmishers instead of spearmen. That's a bit of a bummer.
Ready for battle.
We hunger.
Let's try this.
Besieging the settlement. Let them cower like kennelled
Go
dogs.
ahead and build a bunch of towers. Okay, that's going to be way too many towers. Just build a bunch of
Laying siege to
equipment.
the settlement.
At your command.
You guys start working your way through.
For battle.
At your service.
Upgrade that now, just because we want to be able to recruit decent units over here. As it stands, we can get some decent horse. We can get our basic hoplites. And we can get our swords, alright. That's just a lot of people to kill. Well, let's park just a little bit further away from the edge of our territory so we're not causing public order problems in our own territory. And then do some raiding over here.
Ready for orders.
You guys just kind of have to sit still. We could just auto-resolve that, but I don't want to.
We take this settlement.
It's not safe to auto-resolve a siege like that. In terms of keeping your army alive, it's not safe, I mean. Okay, I'm a little bit concerned that they could try and push this army through this gap and get in behind us, but I very much doubt it'll happen. Even if they try to do that, they wouldn't be able to make it very far. I could always just disengage this siege and come back to help. And I don't really think I need to do anything else this turn, so let me just make sure I'm not missing something stupid again. Let's go ahead and upgrade that. Okay, Asia is in the positive. Let's keep that upgrading anyway, because as these buildings finish, it's going to go negative again, I think. Alright. And let's save the rest of our money, because we have depleted a lot of our treasury again. Has anyone leveled up? Oh, we have another spy that maybe... No, she doesn't need to deploy. She's already good to go. Alright, well, that's good enough for me. Oh, the other thing it's time to do in this episode, let me pull this up real quick. Sorry, give me just a second here while I'm looking at this. because I want to start renaming my armies. I initially named them so that I knew how I would build them, but now that we kind of have the right units in place, I won't have to think about that as much, and I can give them better names now. But to do that, I want to look through some of you guys who are watching this series. You know what? I'll actually just ask you. You couple of guys that watch this series regularly, I want to name an army after you. So, give me an army name to use. If you don't give one to me, I'll come up with my own. That'll probably be at least loosely based off of your YouTube name, but either way, let me know if that kind of thing makes the series more enjoyable to you. Alright, now here's the big start over here. Let's get our research going first. I would like to get into that to unlock our better units early. But is there anything else I need to prioritize? I don't think anything else is a pressing need right now, so let's go ahead and work towards an improved barracks. And I don't need to go in here and declare war officially, so let's just do it this way. Actually, let me look. I should be able to easily outmatch these guys, right? The only reason I'm second guessing this is because they have artillery. But even then, the artillery shouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't need to call my allies in.
Siege to the settlement.
Obviously, we're not going to have the balance. Oh, don't auto-resolve. Encircle. Obviously, we won't have the balance of power when we're that massively outnumbered. Ooh, this is unfortunate. We actually don't quite have the movement range to get over and reinforce our other army. That is a mistake. Well, let's move up to here because that gives us a little bit of leeway, room to retreat if we need to. And it brings our extra guys in. Looks like we're going to have a big old battle. It's at nearly 12,000 versus our 8,000. I think I will have this kick off the next episode. So, until then, let me know what I should name these armies, especially these two armies here, because they're actually like my main armies right now. Give me some suggestions. If not, I'll just pick something out next episode anyway, and we'll see you guys in the next one.